Now let's see if this brings back some memories for you. Madden 2004, NBA 2K6, NCAA Football 2004, FIFA 2003, MLB 2K8, and the NFL Street Series. I could go on, but these were a collection of the first sports titles I ever owned. While I played a very large handful of the non-Madden and 2K basketball sports titles, I have been a committed and annual customer for every last Madden and 2K basketball game that has come out since these two titles I mentioned. I'm talking like that game was in my hands by release day or as soon as I could get my grips on them. We're talking about 15 years of these titles. These were in my DNA, in my bloodstream. I've played hundreds and hundreds of games in my lifetime, but these two titles were always getting my attention year in and year out. And I know that for many of you, you can relate to this. It's just how a lot of us grew up. And I never thought I'd see the day where I say, I am done. Yes, my friends, this era is officially, regretfully, and painfully over. It's done. I am a free man. Free from what exactly? I'm free from those devious, evil, grotesque, sleazy, shoddy, and frankly, ass titles. They no longer have that death grip on me. The slot machines, the ultimate team cards, the packs, the My Team card packs, the MUT coins, the MUT points, the VC. Madden 22 was the last Madden I purchased, and for the first time ever, I was able to successfully skip a year when I saw how butt Madden 23 was. After playing the trial for about 20 minutes, I told myself, that's gotta be the worst video game I have ever played in my life, and I've been doing this my whole life. This skip was unheard of for me, and it just tells you how bad this series has really gotten. I was about a 17-year customer, man. Every July, August, whatever it was, it was Madden season. No matter how good or bad my Colts were the year prior, I was always looking forward to getting the new rosters, playing with my team, and doing some online franchises with the boys, man. Now, don't get me wrong, I was very self-aware of the game's decline over the years. Like, by Madden 13, I was kind of thinking, hey man, this kind of ass. But I refused to boycott or even wait for the sale because of the go-to excuse, there are no other football games. While this is true, my hate for the Madden series and EA finally leapfrogged my thirst for playing the latest NFL simulation game. Yay, monopolies! And before I go any further, I'm gonna need you to bring that booty here, 2K, because your downfall is just as bad, albeit in a slightly different way. I'm not gonna hold you. Much like the Madden series, after 2K16, this game got worse and worse and worse and worse. All right. 2K17 wasn't awful, but it was quite the step down, and don't get me started on this. 2K's downfall was not just due to the decline in gameplay that favors cheesy, spammy, and broken tactics, busted game mechanics, but it was also just with the criminal inflation of the price of virtual currency. Like, man, when we loaded up that 2K13, and saw that introduction to VC, we did not know what we were truly in for. 2K nickel and diming their customers to death is something even they just don't care to openly acknowledge these days. I did purchase NBA 2K23 last year, long after it released, and it was discounted over 50% off. To add to that, I game share with one of my bros, and we usually always split games like that, a lot of the sports games, or anything else we play a lot. So the price was even lower. So I said, why not? But after taking the bait again and getting my butt slapped up on that rec center, causing me to make my mini VC purchases like we do every year, I dropped the game. After just a couple months of having a few play sessions here and there, mostly doing the rec center, I dropped the game for good. And it was the earliest I've ever stopped playing a new 2K title. I did not make it far along in the yearly rotation. After this realization, I vowed to not spend a dime on this next 2K24. I will not be purchasing. You see, for years, I went back and forth on which title was worse, Madden or 2K. Every single year was a good old-fashioned mid-off between 2K and Madden, until I finally realized, while 2K is lacking in many areas and on decline in quality, the amount of content, attention to detail, graphics, and so much more easily trumped what Madden had to offer at that point. It finally became clear to me this was no contest anymore. 2K had creativity, crazy replay value due to my career, and maybe the best league mode we've ever seen in sports simulation when it decided to work. Madden was just dry for years and kept being released year after year, drier and less content rich than the last title. So my challenge for 2K was much higher at that point, and my despise for them didn't come until later. So I hung on a little longer when it came to being hesitant to boycott. Unfortunately, once 2K showed they were content with a multi-year decline in quality, but an incline in VC prices, I decided to do something that I recommend to anyone who's in a similar situation and trying to quit playing these sports titles that do not have competition to deal with. Here's what you should do. You should really try to take baby steps and see if you can start a yearly plan to wean off sports titles that you hate. For me, I started with waiting for as long as I could when it came to buying the game upon the release. I used to be a midnight release customer for the longest. Then I eventually waited for reviews before making my purchase, even though, I would hear the same thing. Once you realize the reviews will mostly always be more of the same, especially from these bigger companies, I started waiting for sales. And after a couple years of this, I was able to drop Madden for good. And it's just something I never thought I'd be able to do. And the same can now be said for 2K. I don't miss them at all. And look, man, if you are someone who enjoys these games and just doesn't have a clue what people like me are talking about when they speak negatively about these titles, or maybe you just don't agree with what we're saying at all, then my advice and urge to stop purchasing this game so mindlessly is not for you. This message is not for you. If you enjoy these titles, then please by all means keep doing so. However, for those who are fed up and want to stop giving these greedy companies your time, effort, and hard-earned money, I would like you to also listen to this revelation I reached one day with Madden, 2K, and especially FIFA when I tried to play some of these recent releases. It hit me like this one day when I was just, I think, on the rec center, mindlessly playing the game that I've been doing for years and, having the same experience, expecting a different result. If you regularly get done with work, school, or whatever it may be, and you hop on 2K or Madden to pastime, or whichever sports title you find yourself complaining about all the time, the whole time you're playing it. If you find yourself just not enjoying it, or if you're just always raging at the game, I want you to really think and realize what all you could be doing with that time and effort wasted on the game you don't even like. Like, I realized all I did was sit there, get done with work or school, and just play Madden, my career again and again and again, expecting different results, or expecting promised patches and fixes to actually mean anything anymore. And while I didn't spend money on Ultimate Team, I never did, or my team, you're essentially forced to, on NBA 2K's My Career mode, to be able to enjoy anything that mode has to offer. So when you hop on that rec or park or whatever it may be, not only are you getting frustrated about the constant broken gameplay and cheese, you're losing money to keep getting better and to pay for the satisfaction of more shots going in, more defensive stops, and more buckets. This grind used to be free, or it at least was very cheap for a long time. To improve your player, you could really just hop on the game and keep playing My Career games, play their seasons, play the park, play the rec, play regular, just play now games, and you would get VC awarded. You get a really good amount. You could just always work on your player. You didn't have to spend money at that point. One day it hit me that I'm not going to waste my non-work life hours on corporate greed taking advantage of me anymore. Like, man, go study something. Go work on content creation. Learn a skill. Pick up a hobby. Watch a movie or TV show you like. Or maybe even the easiest, play a different game. Like a non-sports game specifically. Titles that have plenty of competition, variety, effort, and innovation put into those games. Or if you have the assets, hop back on some of your old favorite titles or highly regarded classic sports games Emulation and buying old consoles was all I needed to really help my itch for playing video games that simulate the sports I love. And again, if these options aren't in play for you, please consider waiting for sales at the minimum. Don't give them full price for less than full effort on these products. I promise, if enough people did just that, they would start behaving, believe that, and fast. But unfortunately, the hive mind will probably never be able to get to that point, and these companies will be able to run up this nonsense for as long as they want. Basically though, there are so many options and alternatives to playing into these corporations' hands and wasting your life away on what's basically an addiction. These companies now just put it in your face that they have a good time taking advantage of your addiction. All for a dime. All for $1. And this goes for non-sports games as well, of course. Well, we all know the AAA gaming industry is pathetic these days, but that could be a video for a different day, perhaps. I think that's all I really got for you all when it comes to this topic for now. And I'd love to hear your all's thoughts and approaches to this topic, and how do you go about trying to boycott, or are you thinking about doing it? Are you thinking about trying to wean off of these games? If you made it this far, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, please let me know with a like, comment, or a subscription so I can try to make more like it. After taking a little mini break from making videos, I just wanted to get some thoughts out there to get back in a rhythm. And man, for real, thank y'all so much for checking out my last upload, if you've seen it yet, where I was comparing Madden and the 2K football games. It's my first video that's done well on YouTube, and I really want to keep growing and get better from here. The interaction and feedback is so appreciated, and I'll link it in the description and at the tail end of this video in case you want to check it out. But that's all I have for now. Y'all please stay beautiful, stay gorgeous, stay pretty, and I will talk to you next time. I'm in love with your friend. We be doing what you had to